Brothers and sisters. What it do, what it do, what it do? This is your friendly neighborhood activist, Brother Elihu Ill, coming at you from Baltimore, Maryland. Always kicking the straight motherfucking dope. Believe that shit. You won't hear none of them motherfucking New York stooges, blue pill, red pill, all the motherfuckers that seeking monetary gain, ain't really popping shit. They ain't popping shit. Nobody give a fuck about no goddamn ancient Egypt right about now, man. Motherfucking niggas getting killed, man. Can't keep living in goddamn 4,500 years ago when shit popping off right now, man. Fast forward that shit, man, and catch up with the goddamn present, man. Cause shit is serious, man. And it's a whole lot of other bullshit that's threatening, black interests and black lives, on the horizon right now, man. And we got to get the people, you know what I'm saying, educated and caught up to what the fuck is really going on, man. So they can snap out of their goddamn sleep state, you dig? Because keeping you, and then a lot of brothers and sisters don't even realize, man, what necromancy is, man. Necromancy is a magical art, man, in which you worship ancestors and shit like that. Divination, you know what I mean? It's a form of divination in which you try to make ancestors divine, gods, and you worship ancestors and the dead as gods. You conjure up the dead, I told you before, man, there's 3 types of prayer, or ritual in which deals with divination. You can evoke something, which you can call it forth. Okay, that's evocation. All right. You can do things like invoke something. That's when you call something forth, but you want it to enter you. This is what Haitians and Hoodoo and Voodoo and Yoruba cultures do. They invoke spirits. They conjure them and invoke them. Conjuring is a form of calling forth. That's all prayer is, calling forth. Okay? It's a ritual based on calling forth. A ritual is simply something that's done the same way every time. You know what I mean? It's a celebratory act in which you do something in a certain construct formula way, in a patterned way. First you do this, first you do that, first you this. Okay? You could take a shower in the form of a ritual. If you get in the shower and the first thing you do, you soap your rag up, right? Then you wash your right arm every time. Then you wash your left arm every time. Then you do your neck, your upper torso. You understand what I'm saying? You do your legs, and then you do your crotch. You know what I'm saying? Your buttocks, and then you do your feet. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you do it in that same manner every time, that's a form of a ritual. You dig what I'm saying? It's a formulated construct, a way of doing something the same way every time, okay? I told you before, there's certain rites and rituals dealing with brainwashing that's been tried, tested, and proven to be effective. In this same way, this same act of brainwashing is done by many different groups, okay? It's done by the police, law enforcement group. It's done by fraternities and sororities. It's done by gang members. It's done by military, okay? And that ritual or rite of passage or way of brainwashing, it goes this way. First, you must break down the individual, all right? It's also done by Freemasonry, okay? You break the individual down, okay? In military, what they do, they put you through basic training. And basic training is simply a ritual that's designed to break the individual down, all right? You'll have a whole lot of sergeants and everything in the individual's face. You maggot, you piece of shit, nothing comes from goddamn Baltimore but steers and queers. It's a humiliation process. Same thing with hazing and fraternities and sororities, okay? Make individuals crawl around on their goddamn knees, barking like dogs, walking them with leashes, shit like that, all right? In gangs, what do? They jump you in, they beat your ass, right? And in Freemasonry, you have the accosting by the 3 ruffians, okay? The candidate, which represents Hiram Abiff. He's walked around the lodge, okay, 3 times. All right? And the first time he's accosted by the first individual, Jubilee. And the Jubilee walks up to the candidate and he says, Hiram Abiff, I demand the secrets of building the temple. And Hiram says some shit like, no, I will not give you the secrets of building the temple. And then he's knocked in the head with a plumb bob, all right, or a setting maul, okay? This is the maul that you use to set the stones whenever you build something out of stone in the Masonic manner, all right, in the masonry manner, okay? And then he's walked around a second time, and the candidate is accosted by Jubilee, okay? And Jubilee says to him, Hiram Abiff, I demand the secrets of building the temple. And Hiram says, no, I will not give you the secrets. And then he's knocked in the head he's knocked in the throat with a compass, all right? And then he's walked around again the third time. And then Jubilee says to him, Hiram Abiff, I demand the secrets of building the temple. And then Hiram says, I will not give you the secret. And then he's knocked in the chest with a square, okay? And at that point, the candidate is then pushed back so that he falls, okay? But then they have a sheet that's held by, members of the lodge on both sides that catches him. But the candidate doesn't know because he's blindfolded and his shirt is torn, he's blindfolded, and one leg, pants leg, is rolled up to his knee, all right? And this symbolizes him being roughed up, okay? After he falls on the sheet, he's lowered to the floor, and then you have the part in which they bring in. This is all part of the ritual. They now raise you up. They bring you up. Okay. They reach down and they grab his hand using what's called the grip of the lion's paw, and they raise him to what's considered a living perpendicular. This is the process in which now he's welcomed and invited into the fold and showed love. Okay. When the gangsters, after they jump somebody in, okay, they lift him up off the ground in the same manner, not using the grip of the lion's paw. They just merely brings him back to his feet from off the ground, and he's showered with hugs and love and everything. And then they celebrate, drinking liquor and smoking weed and all that type of shit. In the military, after a candidate, you know what I'm saying, completes basic training, he's given his, he's given his colors and shit, his stripes and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the fraternity thing, I really don't know how they, after the hazing part, but once a candidate, becomes a member of the fraternity, now he's part of the brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? And this is a construct, this is a formula that's tried, tested, and proven to be effective. This is a way, a ritualistic, ceremonial way of brainwashing an individual and then making them part of your particular group. So then, you have, we're the Crips and the Bloods. We're the baddest motherfuckers on the street. If you fuck with us, you die. You know what I'm saying? We're the Marines, Semper Fi. We're the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. If you fuck with us, you die. We're the New York PD. We're the LAPD. We're the Baltimore City Police Department. We're the Chicago Police Department. You know what I'm saying? We're the Atlanta Police Department. If you fuck with us, you die. You understand what I'm saying? So now that candidate or individual, you know what I mean, is brought into the fold, you see what I'm saying? Now he's a whole different individual now. He's not the individual he started out when he was pledging, you know what I'm saying, or trying to be part, or before he became part of the fold. You understand what I'm saying? And these ritualistic, ceremonial type of things, you know what I mean, they're serious, man. Do not underestimate what they do mentally to an individual, okay? This is how now they're no longer part of the civilian world. Now they're larger than life.